to help small businesses there. He loves rural America. He's not a dictator, and he's not going to run in 2028.
Okay,
So-
I would like to hold you to
All right.
him not running in 2028, but if it looks like a duck, if people are getting hauled off the streets with no due process.
I appreciate it, Karen. Thank you. Hi. What's your name, sir?
My name is Troy Douglas. I'm one of the few that's actually from Harrisburg.
Great town here.
I'm a farmer in the community. Can you hear me? And, you know, I have several things on my mind, but, you know, I have elderly parents that are concerned about their Medicare and Medicaid. I'm a lifelong farmer. I farm in 3 counties, Boone, Howard, and Randolph. I would like to know, I see you're on some agriculture committees, but I don't find much agriculture in your background when I Google you.
You're right. My dad was an ag teacher. I'm not on the ag committee anymore. I was my first term because my predecessor was.
All right, and I do give you a thumbs up for at least showing up, because Vicki Hartzler, she'd never been to Harrisburg. This tariff deal really affects my world. You know, I feel like you're skirting the issue of China. You know, they're our #1 buyer of soybeans, #3 buyer of corn. Trump says 2 weeks ago that he wants China to triple China's buying of soybeans. Well, 0 times 3 is still 0. So that wasn't a very good response. I've already started looking at input costs for next year's crop. Fertilizer, I'm sure there's a lot of people here thinks that fertilizer is evil. Well, most of it comes from the ground. Most of it comes from Canada. A lot of it comes from Russia. Potash and phosphate have pretty well doubled. Anhydrous, usually you can buy your anhydrous in the fall for $450 to $650 in the fall. It's not even fall, and it's $850 today. It costs roughly $800 to $1,000 an acre to plant 1 acre of corn. Today's price on corn at the local elevator at Slater, Missouri is $3.62. So a break even for agriculture is about $4.80. Soybeans today was $9.76. Takes about $650 to plant an acre of soybeans if you do it right. The tariffs affect the farmer both ways. And you can call it revenue stream, you can say that it's passed on, or the companies eat it. I'm telling you, fertilizer, chemical, seed, all that stuff is manufactured and grown, most of it overseas. Now, there is some seed corn and soybeans raised in this country, but as a whole, it's in Brazil, it's in lots of other places. There was appropriated funds passed about the last 2 weeks of Biden's terms of economic relief for agriculture. It was about 6 months late of coming out, and it dripped. You know, and we were told we were going to get this for this economic crisis we're in. They pay us 35% of the amount that they were told they were giving us. And I'm sure there's people here that doesn't like farm subsidies. Well, let me tell you people, our government predicts and manipulates our cash prices for crops. I would be the first to tell you to get your ass out of farming, because we don't have a say. They can give less than 2% of us a little handout to keep us quiet. And this is my 39th crop. I started in 1986, the year I graduated high school. I could plant an acre of beans in 1986 for 30 bucks. We're still talking $8, $9 beans. The summer of 1981, there was $10 beans. And it irritates me that you don't have the guts to acknowledge that the people do not pay the tariffs. I don't care if it's John Deere, Case, Caterpillar, all that stuff is outsourced overseas. And the guy that pays it is the guy that purchased it. I can go to Siding Stickers and I can buy a bearing for a combine and it's made in Taiwan or who knows where. Parts have over doubled in the last year, if you can get them. And the people that own Kubota tractors, they're really getting an education because they can't get parts. The dealer at Marshall has a backlog for almost 4 months because they can't get parts because of Trump's stupid tariffs. And I'm all about getting a better deal. That's great. But don't screw up the deal you had. You know, all these trade deals that he had with China, Mexico, Canada, he brokered, he signed, and he's the one saying how bad they are. And you said he had all these deals. Well, I beg you to look into that because there has not been any confirmed deal made. It's his BS because those deals, you should know this, have to be approved and passed by the House and the Senate, and then he can sign the deal. I do respect you coming. I do respect you listening. And I think agriculture has taken a heck of a hit on a lot of misinformation, and he is not helping the farmer. I mean, we farm about 3,500 acres. We are going to be so far in the red after the crop comes off, sold, you can only sit on it so long. You got bills to pay, and now we're dealing with 7, 8, 9, 10% operating notes at the local bank. You know, when are you going to stand up for us instead of kissing his ass for these trade deals? And the tariffs, more so the tariffs than the trade.
Thank you. I read a report yesterday or the day before that only 5% of farms are actually going to make a profit this year. And we're losing 1,000 farms a month in America. We have gone in the 2.5 years that I've been here in office from 95,000 farms to 87,000 farms in Missouri. I want to do what I can. I'd love to further this discussion with you.
I'd love it too.
You're right. I don't have an ag background. I don't have a background in defense either. I was never in the military, but I was on the Armed Services Committee, and now I'm on appropriations, trying to help these programs, I'm never going to be an expert, but I want to help where I can. So if I can help you, I would love to do that as well, okay?
All right, I appreciate that. But, you know, and I was on the FSA County Committee for 12 years. When I got off the board, I term limited out. And we are also a pretty large cattle operation.
Price of cattle's good.
The price of cattle is good, but Trump didn't have nothing to do with it.
I'm not saying he did.
And, you know, at that time, there was about 700 farms in Boone County. True farms. And I'm not hitting organic, I'm not hitting patch growers or nothing like that, but I'm talking about true operated farms. It'll be interesting to see what do we have in 2 years.
Troy, I appreciate it. I want to leave you with one thing that I have done that I'm hoping you will agree with. The USDA, Secretary Rollins, canceled the local food programs where guys like you, and we were in Howard County a couple of years ago where the farmers were meeting, the cattlemen came and they brought their beef, sold it to the school, they would come have lunch with the kids. I fought, I'm still fighting to get that money restored. It's not a lot of money. I think those types of programs to help feed our children in the schools with local produce, local grains, local beef is important, and also for our food pantry. So I am fighting for that, okay?
All right, I appreciate that.
Thank
and
you.
You need to have a talk with Brooke Rollins because she talks in circles about like Trump.
Okay. If I ever meet her, I certainly will. Thank you, Troy. Hey, can we try to